Okay, everybody, so this is a new progress video for ICBM Classic. So I guess you can guess by now I've got the audio screen open. This means I've got the sounds working for ICBM Classic, which I know doesn't sound like a major feat, but the mod comes together pretty well when you can actually hear things explode and die and stuff like that. Now I've got the audio reduced down pretty low. This stuff is, after all, loud. I thought about doing this recording with full audio, and I realized that doesn't really work well. But with red matter bombs, the collapse audio now works, so you actually can hear stuff get sucked in. You can hear the blocks being ripped and pulled out in and out. Kind of makes the whole thing go in pretty well. I've been working on the animations more for the red matter, by the way, so they're actually pulling a little better. I'm going to keep tweaking this and try to make it a little bit nicer. Probably going to actually slow down the blocks, kind of work with some kind of mass gravity system so that heavier blocks pull in slower. Lighter blocks pull in quicker. I'll toy with it. You'll see that in another progress video here later. But we'll get over to working with the rest of these machines here. Now some of these I'm going to have to turn the audio up on because they were tuned and they're not easy to hear. For example, this, you can hear the machine hum. I can sort of hear it. I'm assuming I'm going to have to work on these just a little bit more. Missile audios actually work. Let me, I'll pull out one of the missile launchers here. I actually tested the red matter. That's the reason why you saw that over there, is I was looking for the alarm audio. The alarm audios had been removed. They were actually removed in an older version. So, you know, the big blaring like alarm you would hear when the nukes and antimatter went off. Those are removed so that way your enemies couldn't get an early warning when setting stuff off. They were added to the original version for whatever reason. I'm assuming so that way people could go like, oh, let's get out of the area. But yeah. So yeah, these have audio to them now, although the red matter just sucked that missile. I will be working on that. So I'm going to try to do a conservation of momentum system, so that way missiles are not getting just literally thrown off to one side. Because all honestly, that really shouldn't happen. If anything, the missile should arc towards it. But that'll be worked on. Let's see, what other ones we got in here that have audio? Now, I believe the defibrillation has audio. One of the chemical ones should have one. I'm trying to think of it. Okay, I know the sonic one has audio. We'll check the nuclear just for the hell of it. EMP has audio. And I think these guys have audio too. I know the hypersonic one has audio. That's why we're going to definitely leave the audio down low, is I want to hear out after this. Ah, chemical. So let's get some red matter torch out here. Well, I'll show each of the audio effects off. Probably shouldn't be using the more destructive ones, but oh well. I'm going to back up for this one because I don't think I fixed the defibrillation on it, everything. Ah, we can't hear the audio. Shoot. Guess I gotta get close for this one. Oh, that's weird. Ah, there it goes. So we can hear it, the gas leak. I guess there was some latency there. I'll have to test it and see what's causing that. And I need to get antidote. Okay. Next one, Sonic. There's definitely some latency going on because that one should have went off instantaneously. Be honest, the latency is probably the fact I'm recording and I'm still running stuff. Oh, yep. That worked. Worked out really well. Those blocks actually fall pretty nice, although they're supposed to actually leave blocks. Oh, there they go. Yeah, there's some latency going on. I'm not getting frame rates, so it's definitely server-side latency, which tells me that my CPUs are being overtaxed.
Yes?
Okay, so nuclear explosion next. See if it's got any audio. I don't remember if it actually does, but I think it does. I was mainly trying to see if it would use the alarm audio, which I think has been removed. Oh, it's got a blast explosion. Now it's raining. I might actually toy with the rain because it immediately raining after the nuke goes off is kind of like eh. Might kind of like slowly bring it in here later. Okay, EMP should have audio. Why didn't it stop raining? Oh well. Okay. Ah, there we go. That one went off. I'm actually getting really concerned about this lag. I'll have to check into it and get you guys another progress update later if I figure out what's wrong with it. Still pretty sure it's just my CPU's being overtaxed. We'll go with that one. Because the delay is like really high on these, like unnaturally high. Oh, that's working. I think it's actually stuck. Oh, there it goes. We're gonna actually check to see how taxed my CPUs are. Yeah, we were at 90% there for a couple seconds. Phew. I think it is that red matter. So let's do the clear this off. Okay, that'll kill that off. And if that was the case, then that means I need to go optimize the red matters. Oh yeah. By the way, I might like to note my audio is at 10%, so if you ever do play with these, I suggest turning your audio down. Although I'll add some configs here later to adjust the audio for just ICBM. Pretty loud though. And this one should just be the same gas leak as the defibrillation though. So we go gas leak noise. I'm actually thinking about reusing this audio effect for the pipes later in some of the other mods I'm working on. But yeah, that's the audio for everything. The only ones that are really missing is the airstrike audio, which only works for the laser detonator, and of course the laser detonator doesn't actually spawn the airstrikes anymore. And I'm trying to think of what other ones. I think the tracker has one, but it's not programmed to use the audio right now. I think the signal disruptor has one as well. That's pretty much it for the progress here. Outside of getting this working, I fixed a lot of bugs with the launchers and stuff. They maintained their rotations and tiering properly. That was actually a bug that got released. I apologize for that. There was a bug with the multi-block code that's been patched in Voltsinge. At least I think it's been patched. I could not actually replicate the issue. It's a difference between dev environment and live environment. Is any bugs you guys find doesn't necessarily mean I'll ever find them. But I think I've got it resolved. Spikes now damage players. That was a redundancy from the conversion between 1.6 and 1.7. The player got changed over in a certain way that the spikes had to be recoded. Camouflage actually. Let's get this block out here. Ignore the fact that the item isn't rendering. That's an oversight of mine. It'll be fixed here in the next release. But I've fixed the grass render. So now it renders perfectly. This should, in theory, work for every single block in the game that they should properly render their color. I created a wrapper class that gets called by the renderer, so it should function. I have not tested it outside of Minecraft blocks, but inside Minecraft it works pretty well. As well, it works on modded stuff pretty fine. Put a block right next to it as a comparison. I've been toying around with the renders a little bit. I'm going to actually spend a lot of time improving these. Okay, so one, there you can walk through these when they're collidable. That's actually working pretty well. But if I can get not the double click. I worked on adjusting the renders for these so that way, instead of rendering glass, they render vines now. This is in order to kind of build up a little bit more immersion, so when you look through them, you actually will see vines. I actually need to toy with the renders here. It's rendering the side faces when it shouldn't be, but it'll render inside, it's rendering vines, and on the outside it's rendering vines. So when you look through here, you actually will see the vines on all the sides. That's actually some code I figured out in another one of the mods I decided to implement here. I'm actually going to do some bamboo frames around the edge of here, and going to do a few other things. I will be adding a config to make it render glass. For those of you that like the glass textures, it will be implemented in there. And I may see about adding overrides so you guys can customize what it actually renders as on the inside. So if you're doing decorative builds, you can actually decide what you want it to look like. There's been a few people that have also asked for the ability to customize per side what things are. I'm going to avoid that just for the simple fact that this is not meant to be a decorative block. This is actually meant to be a utility block in which you build secret passageways. So that way you can walk through here, or you build traps and stuff. So you'd come up and you'd be like, oh, this looks all the same, but then you could walk through it. Or actually, there we go. There's a little bit more toying needs to be done with this, and I think this one is not. That's collision. Ah, there we go. I can walk through that now. So you can actually build traps with these, by the way. I'll be doing a tutorial on different trap techniques and other things. I'm just working on scripting them out so they don't sound like my normal videos. But beyond that, that's pretty much all I got for you guys. I'm going to be working on more videos. I'll definitely be working on more updates to these mods and getting everything polished out. The update to the newer versions of Minecraft is coming here around the corner. I've pretty much only got 20 days left on my deadline to get everything done. The plan is to be updated by middle of March to the latest Minecraft version. It's going to be a really long stretch to get that done. So I do need some testers to be testing all the versions to get as many bugs out before we update. Although I will be working on an abstraction layer. So in theory, if I do my job right, I will be able to build versions that will work on any Minecraft version. But that's still being worked on, so no promises. But I'll see you guys later.